Arrival at Nikolskoye.
Either return it all to Government State Corps. Tell me can't defend. And don't start with all these fingers, all these letters, all these but here, but we, but here. What's the big deal?
It is really tough to live without visiting Paris at least once a year, without visiting the French Riviera at least once a year.
This is a competition between the right and left hand of the same body.
Disgrace! Listen, Germans scared. Germans scared. Remember how Russians are in Berlin, but these already forgotten in past 200 years.
Hey pals, I'm Elena Kurbanova and you're here. On my YouTube channel, Kurbanova Live, it's a fresh Monday, a hot release of Russian anti-propaganda, their cringiness, and, undoubtedly, all the things they managed to accomplish during the weekend. I have some important news to share with you, and in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Kurbanova, like it, and stay updated. For those who truly understand and are interested in how it sounds in English, be sure to subscribe to our newly created YouTube channel Kurbanov News and stay connected with us. We sincerely appreciate your support and engagement. Don't hesitate to leave comments and suggestions as we highly value your feedback. Stay tuned for more exciting content and updates. Thank you for being a part of our community and helping us grow. Together we can achieve great things. Join us on this incredible journey and let's explore the world of Kurbanov News together. Well, for now, let's start, as always, with our favorite part. That's when something is on fire, flies in and explodes on the premises. Arriving at St. Nick Church, the official propaganda only talks about one united. This is the holy trinity of democracy, transparency, honesty, and the uncertainty of Putin's presidential elections. Regarding a triumph that was completely unexpected, astonishing, and entirely unforeseen in every way possible. An individual persists in carrying out shootings directed towards Russia using some form of weaponry or method that remains unclear and puzzling. Arriving at St. Nicholas Church.
Smoke coming out.
Well, what can I say? For rent, it would be logical for it to be installed. The counter-oppositional defense system, troops defending, doing, oh no! And the most suffering continues to be the unfortunate individual. Belgorod and the susceptible region of Belgorod. So, it was quite interesting there. Alright, they hung a barn lock on the doors at the entrance to the city and wrote it down literally. Well, they didn't write it, but they had it in mind. Everyone went to defend their homeland in the area of Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Kupenska. To defend the truly Russian lands, Belgorod region, Bryansk region, Kursk region, that's it. No one to. And you, dear Russians, chow down on this. And of course, participate with us in identifying Russian mistakes. Because there will be a video afterwards where the soundtrack is particularly important. Where you can hear both takeoffs and, of course, landings. I'll literally never stop reminding you that until February 24th, 2022, neither us nor them knew what an air safety signal was. We didn't know what arrivals were, what drones, man, like rockets. By the way, they still don't know. They do not know either, but nevertheless, all of this was invisible. And what did they say? We, who no one attacked Ukraine so that they wouldn't attack us. What's blowing up in us and in them now? This is an incredible solution that is receiving applause from everyone and admiration. Russians always think like whatever. And our favorite part, of course, is when the oil refineries are on fire. These weekends in Russia were full of more and more arrivals. And now Russian propaganda has ultimately discovered scapegoats who ought to be held responsible for all of this. They found oligarchs with them, meaning rich people. Russians who at one time had everything in their possession. Determining the exact nature of what they should be defending is of utmost importance. Infrastructure, critical facilities from Ukrainian arrivals. No way. You've chosen a president, he's like a king, a god, a father, a son, everything to you. However, he truly does not take responsibility for anything at all, literally speaking. Are arrivals bad? Haha, Russians. When arriving at the airport, oligarchs, Somebody is causing a commotion in the corridor, Biden. Wow, you certainly succeeded in getting rid of a truly cool and unpleasant jerk. Your accomplishment is truly commendable and impressive.
It's clear that our economy is dependent on oil and gas, which means that this dependency is very convenient for those who benefit from it. And here they often say, this is a real oil man. Sorry, right now I'm not concerned about the usual wordplay of bloggers. Those who enjoy writing various nonsense there, but I am concerned about those individuals who earn a significant amount of money due to their past admission into this industry and who feel extremely at ease in that environment. Okay, gentlemen, step outside of your comfort zone and do everything in your power to ensure that drones collide during the approach to crucially important infrastructure objects. Do not disclose taxes paid. We'll inform you about the extent of discomfort you've been feeling all these decades. Be aware of our perception.
Simply perform the tasks that require action.
Don't you dare explain to us how to love Spartak. What arenas they have.
Let go of all this unnecessary bullshit and concentrate solely on the important matters at hand.
Until individuals bestow upon you that intense gaze and inquire, hey you, and what on earth gives you the impression that the government is so delectable, delightful, and brimming with joy?
Did you remove anything from your pockets? Either you relinquish all of your possessions to the state and state-owned corporations, or you face the consequences.
Tell me you can't defend. And don't you start with all those fingers, all those letters, all that but here.
And right here, what is the big deal that everyone is talking about?
You are sitting on the peoples, and you need to understand that.
At the peoples.
And you have been comfortable for numerous years. You have been experiencing the good life without deserving it.
I am genuinely sorry, but at this precise moment, when Soloviev suggests taking absolutely everything away from private hands and give it to Gov will do its thing, what isn't Gov doing currently? What's the logic so GovD doesn't shut down the sky above? Russia doesn't protect Russian refineries, but if you take them away, it will definitely protect them. And in the end, I apologize once again, but what kind of store is this? This is a type of open commercial facility where these future oligarchs arrived and simply took possession of it for themselves. Were these oil refineries or other government facilities, or were they given to them? Were they given by someone whose nickname starts with P and ends with NYA, or did someone else provide them? Was that not Putin? Or am I just imagining things? However, by the way, the newly elected president who was chosen to Russia on its rule 515 times over, and most likely, I don't know, he'll either kick the bucket or some kind of catastrophe will start, rather than them being able to choose someone else. However, he was unable to figure it out and did not succeed. Provide commentary on all occurrences in the territory of Russia. In particular, of course, it's impossible to ignore RDK Legion. Freedom of Russia and Legion, Siberian Legion. You know what's interesting? Russian propaganda said this for the past week, and so did the PSO. They are simply not present. Border closed, everyone in places. Actually, not all the Kadirs have lost their nerve and run away. The National Guard didn't get stuck or get down. Okay, everything there is tightly controlled, so who is lying? Why does Putin come out and say that we will deal with them? Their existence on the territory of the Russian Federation is just not possible to conceal any longer. And of course, further on, Putin, as always, reminds about hellish revenge, red ones, lines, generally all the things we've heard often from this old man. You are appreciated, you're welcome. Can I have a little microphone, please? Can I move over here, please?
Hello. Interfax Agency. Hello there. The recent events in the Blagorodskaya region are being connected to the Russian Volunteer Corps. Do you know anything about this structure? What's her strength? What does this represent?
In the course of the Great Patriotic War, there was a formation that came into existence, which was created by Vlasov, a notorious traitor who had betrayed his country. Vlasovites. They fought their homeland with weapons. Everyone knows their tragic fate. It was not a pleasant outcome. So these individuals, these betrayers and despicable individuals, were battling on the side of the Nazis. At this moment, there are individuals who are equally precise and are actively opposing the neo-Nazi movement.
Oh my God, what a fuss and what a big deal. Therefore, it transpires that the Russians who arrived in Ukraine to denazify us are, in fact, neo-Nazis themselves? Oh my God, you will not believe this, but it is actually true. In the end, it's unclear for Putin doesn't talk disgustingly. No, it's just a civil war. Some Russians against other Russians who don't. I like Putin, the Kremlin regime, and everything else. So basically, that's how the civil war starts. By the way, in Russia, they make the biggest bet. That's some messed up shit and looting. There could be a serious situation in Ukraine. They'd adore it, for all. Our legs gave out on the European continent. That would be a piece of cake if the most civil war had started on territories of the USA. Now, Americans will find it very interesting because you won't believe it, and that's why you need it. Take a deep breath in your lungs. Avoid tea or coffee, they can damage your laptop or screen. In a nutshell, get ready, because something very special is coming up. Margarita Simonyan, in order to literally not crawl out from under Putin's table, gives an assessment of the choice in the future, those who have already been in the USA, yep, our team ran out, they passed the strictness with support of all international norms. That's it. Did you know, for example, that there was an 80% voter turnout in Avdiivka? Who's going to argue with them that the elections were legit? So it turns out that in America, there are absolutely no elections at all. Nope. Alternative candidates, democracy, pluralism of opinions. No, everything there is incredibly well preserved and stuff like that, Everything is under control. What do those Americas know about the sacred democracy compared to what has been happening in the Russian Federation these days?
In the United States, it is a bunch of nonsense to claim that face-to-face contact implies that elections in America are free and competitive. Allow me to inform you. This is a contest that pits the right hand against the left hand, both belonging to the same body.
How is it possible for Michael to lack knowledge of one of the key arguments or reasons why a certain candidate wins, specifically the victory in televised debates? Who will emerge as the victor in the televised debates between the candidates?
This is significant. So here's the situation. Based on the rules, only Republican Party candidates can take part in the TV debates, not the Democratic Party.
That's not true.
You betcha.
Not true.
This is Michael. Everyone else can go take a hike. They're not allowed. We even officially made a request. Why is that? They responded as uninteresting. Why aren't they in a closed circle? Why don't they have interest? Because they are not allowed anywhere. And you know perfectly well, American experts calculate this. What is the price of entry for a candidate to even have a chance to participate in the election campaign, let alone considering the possibility of becoming president? If you don't have $1.5 billion and you don't have forces backing you up, you can't participate in this at all.
It's just technically impossible. It's not written in the law, but that's how it is.
So this deep state, it competes with itself, within itself. A candidate from another party representing a truly different vision for the development of the United States of America doesn't stand a chance. Whether it's socialist or some completely different thing, he doesn't stand a chance of even getting into this system.
Yeah, in the good old USA, can you believe it? You really shouldn't, for example, scrape together a budget for an election campaign. And you're doing this among regular folks. Americans, especially in the business world, scrutinize every single penny of yours, I swear. God forbid they don't check it. They'll find those who broke American law. That's it, you're screwed. Well, what's there to say about alternative, very common, different means where candidates can perform? These are social networks. He, Elon Musk, shows how you can promote an alternative point of view through the X social network. Rocklish emerges, thank God. Fox News is already speaking somewhere else. Well, of course, Russia, right there. Just anything goes, everything. Navalny, when he was a candidate, they allowed him entry. Ah, correct, they did not allow him to go anywhere. So what is up, Navalny? Let us take those clowns who are currently not allowed to get closer to this process. For example, Nadezhin, who is openly a Kremlin candidate. They closed federal channels, barred his participation in elections. And seeing all this, everything that's happening in the Russian Federation with democracies, with freedoms, but of course the focal point is war. War lists absolutely everything. Where wide doors have opened for Russians, Russian businesses, and Russian authorities, all doors are closed. And no, it's not because they don't want Russian money. They're super dependent, of course. They really need all these investments, but there's always a risk that both oil and gas, along with some other money, will all be riding on a Russian tank. A substandard, outdated side, but one that shoots. What is definitely going to come are the scanners, daggers, and everything else. What are they launching in Ukraine? So Europe is closing down. Well, you have to seek other options. Where can you unwind currently and spend your money on costly items, such as a genuine Russian? Propaganda is a buzzkill when it's trying to be funny. Our own viewers, they say the beaches of Iran, and please, they are open and accessible to the public. I won't even mention what's going on there. Iran's chaos is too much for its own people to handle. They always survive in these conditions. Of course, how can we not remember the amazing Korea? It's like a dream, not just a trip. And it all works out for us. Russians have a way of flexing their muscles to make you feel it. They are the lowest of the low and must be dealt with. Exceptional in those countries where the same beliefs are held, where life is not valued, where you are absolutely the cheapest resource, where no one wants to deal with you between the Western world.
To live without being in Paris once a year on the French Riviera, and it's tough for us in general, but we're holding on.
Can I, for example, go my way? The beaches of Iran and North Korea are waiting for you.
To whom are you speaking?
To those who are ready to walk my path, because all the other countries have already imposed sanctions against me.
Russian intelligentsia is split into two main parts.
One in Iran, the other in Korea.
And those who are ready to work in North Korea, in Iran, by the way, it's a waste.
Because, no wonder I'm...
Finally, oh, you're right.
I warn you, it's a mistake to mess with Iran.
It is such a shame. Yes, you are absolutely right, without a doubt.
The best red wine.
Yeah, and mortal retribution and the impossibility of feeling at ease and no security system, but who cares? All the Western stuff that turned away from them, now they're trying to spin it as if it's not you who screwed us over, it's us who left you. We don't love you anymore, the favorite lover of the self-proclaimed president Alexander Lukashenko, I'm a Zaranok, although nobody really cares about Belarus. If you see it, nobody comments on it. Status in Minsk, updates on Lukashenko. Everyone acts like Belarus doesn't exist, like it's not even on their radar. In a nutshell, Azarenok spoke out against Macron. Macron comments on everything, he opines. Russia, but we are here too, we also want to say something, says Azarenok. And he's almost ready to challenge him to a duel. In a nutshell, it's a showdown between Azarenka and Macron, Macron against Azarenka. So this Belarusian potato decided to attack the French baguette? Certainly the disease, like Belarusians, Lukashenko regime, and Russians, is identical. We will have sufficient time for Berlin, but at the current moment we can direct our attention and efforts towards Paris.
To one rooster or another rooster, where all the premiers are faggots, and he himself lives there with some old lady or something else unclear. Well, in general, the one who crowed yesterday and says, that's it, we need to send troops, us. Can't let Russia win. What will you give him? Nobody gives you anymore. Sorry, please, well, excuse the expression, so to speak. This piece of shit is in the Elysee Palace or wherever and so on. What a disgrace. Listen to this. Germans scared, still remember Russians in Berlin, but these ones forgotten in 200 years.
No, however, after that I am certain that, of course, Macron will definitely take some kind of action. Who's going to be scared hiding behind someone? For the wife? For the PM, I remember? Azarian in general? These, frightening stories are very similar to the story about the sea elephant. Just like that. We're from Belarus. What's the deal with Belarus? We're from Minsk. What's the deal with Minsk? What is Minsk like today, having lost its subjectivity, some of its position? No one truly comprehends whatsoever. It is a sort of affection for China, affection for the Russian Federation. What's up with society, army? And even Lukashenko himself, and Azarenok, well, that's just a hoot. Every pseudo-tsar can have their own jester. But the only thing is, he's so well prepared, though, damn. Flip side on Spud. What else is remaining in Belarus? Friends, what are we going to put a period on? But let us click, everyone. Apologies to all those who are able and willing to assist us. To start, please give us a like. Remember to subscribe to the Kurbanov Live channel. And definitely don't forget to subscribe to the Kurbanov channel for sure. Spread the news and help us spread all the information. Take care of yourself. Take care of Ukraine. See you later.